Hey everyone, Andrew here again, and with proper lighting this time, yay! Or at least better lighting. I'd like to thank the gentleman at Wista.com who gave really good, cheap, easy to do lighting, do-it-yourself lighting, because I'm not a professional at this, obviously, but I want it to be a little bit better than complete numbness, so now I'm semi-competent. Yay! Today's discussion will be just a short little one. Today I'm going to be talking about a book that just got made into movie, just released this week. It is called Wonder by R.J. Palacio, or Palacio. Wonder follows the story of a young boy with Treacher's-Collins syndrome, which is deformities in the ears, jaw, cheeks, face, just basically the entire face tends to end up with kids with a cleft palate and very small I think they call it cauliflower ears. And yeah, so it's the story of a young boy just reaching, middle school age. Spent his entire life being taught at home, has had multiple plastic surgeries to get to the point where he is basically decided now is the time that we should get you into a real school. And so he starts off in middle school, and the plot follows exactly what you think it's going to follow. It's pretty predictable, pretty cut and dry. There's the kid who's clearly a bully. There's the kid who you think is your friend and then turns out to not be your friend, but by the end is your friend again. There's the girl who likes you exactly for who you are right off the bat. There's the older sibling who loves their younger sibling but hates the fact that they get all the attention and that the oldest sibling is basically left to their own devices. So yeah, it's pretty predictable. But it is a kid's book, so it's one of those ones you kind of have to forgive for that because it is meant for a younger audience. The thing I liked about this book, the thing that kind of stuck out for me, is when they would tell it from other people's perspectives. Our main character, August Augie Pullman, is okay, but his sections are the most predictable and the most cut and dry. This is what you expect. And it's not really as interesting. I really like from other people's perspective. I especially liked from the two people the most outside of the story's perspective. Because you had the older sister's boyfriend who had his own perspective, and he was really understanding and really came to wrap his head around it. It just took a little bit. And I also really liked the perspective from the older sister's former best friend. And her former best friend basically, during the summer, got hot and has moved up in high school society to the popular group. And has been basically her and the sister haven't been talking and have been fighting. And it's interesting seeing from her perspective because it's like, I don't want to be here. I can't trust any of these people. They are constantly judging me and judging everyone. And I just miss my friends. And she even missed Augie, who's like a little brother to her. And that's really that's the interesting part of the story. The story honestly follows every beat you expect it to. It's like, goes to school, gets bullied, has a hard time of it, gains friends, starts having an easier time with it, does something that makes him the hero of the school. Yay! It's really very predictable. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, it just, because again, it is a kid's book, and it's a really good kid's book for younger people, because if you haven't met this type of person, if you haven't met someone with a disability or a disease of this kind of nature, it is a good way to show a young child, hey, they're just like you and me. They are just people who want to have a good, happy life, but they have to deal with all this extra drama. So yeah, for a young kid, it's a really good book. For a 20-something-year-old, 30-something, for an adult, yeah, for me, that didn't really work as well because I've already seen The Mask, which is the same story. And no, I'm not talking about the Jim Carrey film. Um, and it's the same thing, but dealing with adult dramas. And I've also seen Elephant Man, which is this adult drama of someone with this kind of condition, but set in 1800 Victorian London, which is far more interesting than just young kid dealing with school while having Treacher Collins syndrome. That said, it's a decent book. It's well written, easy read. I'd have to give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's good. It's something fast you can read, especially if you're a younger person. I recommend it. But if you're an adult, there's better versions of this to watch or read or whatever. I read the book, and I like the people in the movie, but I have no desire to see the movie. So take that for what you will. Since I got this proper lighting system, and hoping now I'll be able to do this like at least every other week. Do a couple more reviews. Hopefully, do some little ones like this and some bigger ones. We'll see. So until next time, happy reading.